What's up, guys and gals, and welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today in the world of indie games, I've actually got something a little bit special for you that you can check out. Necrosmith 2. I had no idea that there was a second one being developed, but I'm really glad to hear it because I thought that Necrosmith was one of those little games that, like, I think the scale of the game was established when they were developing it without knowing that it was going to go, like, crazy viral and everybody was going to love it. And so if you never played the first game, I'm happy the second one is getting attention. They're getting a second one because the first game had a lot of really interesting ideas. It was one of the very few unique games that comes out every year. And so Necrosmith 2, if you've never played the first one before, this is a game where you're an evil overlord. It's one part auto battler. It's kind of like one part Diablo. It's kind of like one part world conquest and like research simulator. You're effectively a necromancer that's trying to conquer the earth by wiping out a bunch of cities that are all over the map. And you do that by assembling monster parts out of the people you kill, and different combinations will give you different bonuses or different splashes, or they'll give you special abilities. And it's got kind of like that research and discovery, I think, angle going for it that really produces dopamine for a certain type of gamer. And so the first game was great. I'm glad there's a second one. It's in playtest right now. You can go play this playtest. Go to their Steam page. I've got it for you down below in the description. And you can just say request access to the playtest, and it just let me right in. And so I assume it'll do that for all of you as well. Like literally the second I clicked it, like there was no review process. And you can go play this demo right now. On top of that, down there in the description, you can find a link to my Discord and my Twitch stream just in case you wanted to hang out live. But let's go ahead and see what we can do here and play the game. It seems like there's going to be a lot more interactables in this one than there were in the previous game. There's like things everywhere that look like they can be upgraded and fiddled with. Oh, that just takes me back to the title screen. Okay, I thought maybe there would be more floors up above us since there was one down below us as well. Let's just play the game and see what happens, man. I have no idea what's going to happen here or if it's going to be awesome, or like what's going to happen, but it's all a war. They usually do good work. The dead can be revived on the Arcane Enchanter. Assemble the first dead by filling all your slots. Looks like they got an upgrade to their sprites. The sprites look cleaner in this one. All right, so we put a chest on in there, and as you can see, that's added a little bit of health, and it slowed the monster down a little bit. We put a skull in there, and now they've got 17 vision range, which means they can see, interact, and attack things from 17 away. They'll converge. From there, we could go with like a magic wand on that side, and that gives them what looks like 4 ranged attack. Let's make them dual-wield wands. That sounds like fun. And then we got to put some leggies on them. So there's an orc leg or there's a skeleton leg. Let's keep our skeleton nice and simple for right now, and let's revive him. There we go. Skeleton is up and running. He's inside of our facility right now. Was that an orc chest cage that I put on him? Why did it look so big? Oh, it was. It was an orc skeleton body. No wonder it looks so big. So as you can see right here, he's going to go out and he's just going to start gathering things. If he sees something that he can interact with, he's going to go and interact with it. Just like the previous game, this is probably going to be reasonably hands-off, but you can influence the way that various conflicts go around the map with spells. So later on in the game, we're going to get big fireballs that we can drop on the enemy, and like lightning bolts, and like clouds of gas that cause everybody to melt except for our mobs. Things like that. And it looks like over here, they're reviving the dead. They found a few more little spots that we can get goodies out of. Good. We can start to get another skeleton going, I think. So let's go ahead and we'll just do a bare basic, like, sword and board skeleton, I guess. That sounds like that one has armor right there. Yeah, give him some armor then. Throw some armor on it. And then we need some leggies. So we've got an orc boot right there, and we've got like a zombie leg right there. I'm just going to revive him. A night is over and the sunlit day lies ahead. In the daytime, your dead will rot under the hot sun and receive damage. Bear that in mind as you plan on releasing your dead. Okay. All right. I don't remember them melting during the daytime in the previous game. Did they? Was that a thing that they added later on? I don't know. Either way, we're clearing out a lot of fog of war right now, so we'll kind of see how this whole thing plays out. It looks like he has found a village, a library of the ancients. If you loot it, you can find the tower add-on blueprints. Oh, nice. That'll be good, too. I'll probably try to release this guy once the sun goes down, I guess, because it doesn't look like they take, like, ridiculous damage, but we captured a building. What does this one do? So this one probably generates mana. Yeah, it brings you mana every nightfall. Good, because we need mana in order to resurrect more dead guys that'll rampage around the map, kind of kicking people in the nuts and generally stealing their Kit Kats and being an overall Dennis the Menace nuisance, all right? It looks like we've got some more fun parts to play around with inside of here. I don't really have any more wizard parts that I'd like to play around with. But we do have some orc parts. So, like, I could go with, like, an orc shoulder pad right there with the extra armor. We could, like, give them an axe. What does the axe do? At nighttime, your body parts appear in the tower, and all buildings captured by your undead will generate their income. At night, enemies grow weaker, and they will stay in their lairs. Yeah, we'll go ahead and, I think, probably put that back real fast. And if we go to our facility, let's go ahead and release our second skeleton. And it looks like he's going full-on melee mode, so that's good. And we've got an orc helmet right there. We've got an orc shoulder pad. We could probably fit in like a orc axe right there. I don't want to give him the wizard body though. And then maybe we'll just drop in a couple of orc leggies. There we go. Revive that guy and release him. Let him cruise around. Brings 2 skeleton or zombie parts at nightfall when we capture a crypt. Good. And we found an upgrade blueprint. This was a thing that existed in the previous game. You get upgrades, and those upgrades will buff certain types of mobs, or they will buff your spells, they will buff your resource generation, and what you're getting out of the map every single nightfall, so it's a good idea to have these. I don't have enough iron right now, but we gotta wait for him to collect it, and then we should be good. There's a 10th iron right there. And if we build that, it should actually get added on, yeah, to our tower right there. You can see it. And so now we're generating some free body parts every single night whenever the game kind of gets towards that twilight period. We got some more mana over here. Oh, good, we got another crypt for more body parts. Nice. I want to make a wizard, but we're not really getting any wizard parts, are we? As you get further on into the game, you're going to get orc parts, lizard man parts, you're going to get draconian parts, you're going to get vampire parts. There's all kinds of things, and they all synergize with each other in interesting ways. There are also differentiated enemies that are strong or weak versus certain types of things. Oh, we fought our first enemy over here. Good, they're starting to attack us. So by default, the dead do not react to enemies and only collect resources, but we can change that behavior. So they now have an order. They're prioritizing attacking enemies. What does this one do? Is it defend the tower? I don't think they're stopping them. We may have to whip up another zombie here. Let's go Book of Ice. We'll go spell right there. We'll go wizard hat. We'll go wizard robe. And then maybe we just need a couple of leggies in here. There we go. Revive, defend. That's your job right now. So they're going to go out and fight the enemy right there. And as you can see, we're popping them as they're dropping. Good stuff. And we're getting little paychecks from killing these guys too, which is even better. You love to see it. We don't have the kitty gatherer right now. One of the running gags in the first game was that you had a pet cat that worked for the necromancer, and it would run around the map gathering resources for you, and it was drawn in kind of like a super adorable, like, Adventure Time way, I guess. That's what the art style kind of reminded me of. And what's not to love about that sort of art style? Looks like we have more enemies coming on in. One of the big problems in the first game was that it was difficult to track how many enemies were attacking from what directions. It looks like they've added a little bit more nomenclature, like a better way for you to see that, like, hey, enemies are coming and you need to deal with this. Nightfall is upon us, so let's spend some of this mana here to see if we can get some better stuff to defend our hideout. Now, it looks like we've got an orc skeleton head right there. We've got a crossbow. We can go for a crossbow. And, like, maybe, like, a skeleton arm right there. And then, like, we'll make it like an orc body, I guess. We'll make it like one of them big body stompers. And then we'll give them, like, a fresh orc leg. Not a fresh orc skeleton leg. And then maybe we'll put, like, a zombie head in there. I don't know. We can't revive the dead because we don't have enough mana. But we can generate more mana, as the tutorial is telling us, by burning parts like so. And so I forgot about that mechanic. It's a good thing that they reminded me. It's been a while since I played the last one. He's a little goofy looking, but maybe he'll get the job done. Ah, we found an enemy lair. So these right here are the big dogs. These are the ones that want us dead and are actively going to try to attack us during the daytime. They send special units at you. And if you conquer these, in the first game, they dropped, I think, a piece of like a doomsday device or something like that you were trying to build. And so we've got the lightning catcher. The cost of reviving body parts that have flesh is reduced by 1. Very nice. Hopefully they'll get the city down here too and kind of like dookie on it. Dookie on that thing right there. Go dookie on that thing right there. Where are you guys going? You're supposed to be in dukificating. All right, well, apparently they're not going to duke on this place. Hopefully my range guy gets it done before he dies, but I have my doubts. They're kind of like defending themselves to an admirable standard. And we've killed a lot of stuff over there. That's good. I don't know where my second guy wandered off to. Didn't I have 2 defenders over here? I don't know where they went. Oh well, what can you do? We do have a couple of projects that we can work on over here. Can't say that we can afford most of them, but that lowers our resurrection costs. So I think it's not a bad idea to go ahead and add that on into the tower. We've got like a phalanx skeleton over here. Cool. Yeah, let's make like a fully armored Skeletor. Like, let's armor the hell out of this guy. Do I have any, like, body parts that I can use? Okay, so his body's going to be kind of, like, not super well defended. But we can give him that big, chunky orc arm right there. That sounds dope. Let's do that. I guess just release him out of here. Ah, you can change individual orders now, which is pretty cool. I think one of the big things that frustrated people about the first game is that you had like a lack of control, and so having like a really good run ruined by the fact that like your guys aren't attacking the objective you want them to attack or do what you want them to do, I think really tilted some people. And so let's go ahead and, yeah, take that guy. You can also control them, by the way. So you can take your undeads, and you can be, like, in charge of that undead, and then you can just walk them around. So you can see I'm controlling this guy right here. Useful for if you're trying to, like, close a gap or hit, like, a very specific objective along the way. Or if your characters just aren't picking up the things you want them to pick up, like the gold and whatnot. I'm going to take this guy down to the enemy hive and see if he can get there before he melts. And we'll see if he's only got to hit it like once, and then he'll be good to go. My axe zombies are doing a pretty good job out there, too. My guys all seem to be melting pretty good, though. We're going to need to bring in more mana for sure. There's 20 mana right there, so that's good. But I'm still trying to work my way down here so that we can attack this place and knock it over and kind of see what beautiful bonus the game is going to give us. Come on, get in there. Perfect. Wiped out the enemy spawner, so we don't need to worry about that. Do I need to visit these locations to get, like, the mana at nightfall? Because it's got, like, an 80 over the top of it. Like, when do I get the 80 that I want right there? Maybe it fills up every day, and then eventually it stops. I don't know. We got this guy right here. Let's go ahead and uncontrol him, I guess. There we go. Just let him run free. Be free, little Skeletor. If you guys could go grab that money, that'd be good. The money, in case you were wondering, the money is metagame currency, so you use that to unlock upgrades that exist inside your main wizard tower, and that's going to give you access to new body parts that can spawn during a playthrough. It's going to give you access to, like, better lightning spells, things that level up and kick ass better than what you would normally expect. You guys, if you guys can knock that place down, yeah, there we go. Blood-soaked body parts now get plus 3 HP. Very nice. That right there is a tower. If I remember correctly, it clears out the fog of war. Haven't seen any super new mechanics yet, but we have seen a lot of new items and a lot of new parts. So that's good. We've unlocked another portal, too, so if we wanted to, we could spawn our minions out of these portals that we find to sort of, like, guide them towards the destination that we want them to go towards. We've only got 7 minutes left. I don't know what's going to happen inside that 7 minutes or how that's going to affect me. It's probably going to be bad, though. Let's go with an Orc Skeletor arm over here with a big Orc Skeletor sword on that side. Do I have it? Yeah, give me the Orc Skeletor helmet right there. We'll use, like, some orky legs right there in order to get him up and mobile. And then we got, like, some orc boobies around here. There we go. Get them orc boobies rattling along. And, yeah, release him from over there. I want to see what's over on this side. It looks like he's actually run out of map from what I can see for right now. So that's probably going to be the effect of this having been a playtest. Is that the map is probably going to be a little bit more limited in size just because the game is not done yet. Like, this game is still in active development. And so, we'll get, yeah, get a crossbow right there. Get him a helmet. That sounds good. Maybe throw together, like, maybe throw out a couple of those and, like, a couple of those. Is there a hotkey I can push to, like, automate? There we go. You can just right-click on them. Good. So, anything that we've got, like, a ton of, just kind of like, let's cut back a little bit. You know what I mean? Budgetary cuts. make sure that we've got the mana to burn before we start building some of these things. And then what you'll find is, as you go through the game, some of these combinations have names. And so if you make one of the, like, named undeads, you get a lot of bonuses from having those named undeads. Yeah, come out of there and release. Go ahead and start scanning along the edge of the map on that side. I don't know if this is going to be the duration of how long we're allowed to play, or when it, like, forcibly, like, kicks us out. I don't know what's going to happen, in all honesty. I kind of went into this playtest completely and totally blind, because this wasn't playing the first game. It was a pretty simple game that didn't require that much explanation. Like, the runway to playing the first game was not that difficult. What is that? The Blood Priest's Mask. When a player kills one of their creatures, the rest get 5% HP. In order for the artifact to take effect, you need to equip it for your next session. Okay, so it's not going to be working right now, but later on it will be working. Yeah, I'm guessing these are biomes or something that haven't been developed yet, like they don't exist. What kind of enemies are we looking at right now? My defense squad seems like they're still doing okay. I'm going to wait till nightfall. We'll see how much mana we get out. Damn, those axes are good, dude, because the enemies tend to travel in single file, kind of like Tusken Raider format. You, sir. I need to control you because I need all this mana over here that's just like stacking up and going to waste. Wow, this guy's slow. He does not move quickly, chat. He does not move quickly. We've created ourselves kind of a clunky-dunky monster of a creation right there. There we go. That's where all the mana was hiding at. Now we can prep for tonight and get some more guys out there to sort of like regenerate our forces, I guess. All right, you guys get back on defensive duty. There's nighttime right there. We'll drop him off back by the tower. I want like an actual proper orc out here, all right? I want a proper orky git. So let's go get... I only have one orc leg. When a creature dies, a powerful... Oh, we found a new relic. When a creature dies, a powerful explosion deals enormous damage to nearby enemies, but the artifact has a 10% HP debuff when you equip it. Okay, good to know. I like that they're incorporating sort of like these Binding of Isaac or Slay the Spire style artifacts into the game. That's the good... he's going to have one skeletal leg. There's not much that I can do about that. Which door do I want him to go out of? That one. That one sounds good. Off, and away you go. My orky minion. Rampage throughout the countryside and bring villainy and filth and death to those that stand against the necromancer. And we'll go ahead and get like a big skull in there. What else we got around this way? Two big old clompy stompy orc legs. Sounds good to me, man. Release him over there. Good stuff. All right, so we've replenished our forces a little bit. Oh, look at that. They're bringing in like Valkyries or something that can actually take a couple of hits. All right. Well, the fat lady might be singing right now. What does that guy do? Does he steal parts off of him? Oh, he's not fast enough to like capitalize on his like strategy. He is showing good self-preservation though. They didn't used to do that in older builds of the game. Like, they didn't self-preserve very well. In this one, you can see him kind of like kiting, and you can see him kind of like falling back and trying to avoid the enemy. I think most of my builds are erring on the side of too slow, so we may need to speed them up a little bit. Looks like they're spawning from a building up there or something like that too. But anyways, these are good observations for future runs. So I have outward scouts over here that are doing their thing. Oh, he made it to the ocean. The tower is now under attack. That's fine. That's okay. Tower can be under attack. Oh, the axe guys rock them. Okay. So, like, what kind of... The throwing axe, it's that bearded axe right there. Give me 2 of those, then. We'll go with 2 of those, and we'll give you, like, 2 leggies right there, so you're, like, a little bit quicker. And then we'll go with kind of, like, a lightweight body over here. And maybe, like, a really lightweight head or something, you know? Like, he's not going to have a lot of HP, but he will be pretty tough. Oh, what is that, a lizard man body? Hold up, we gotta slot that in, dude. We have to. Like a lizard man, though, bro? You gotta get a lizard man in there. Give me a little bit of mana so that I can summon this guy. There we go. I'm gonna revive this dude. Revive at the tower. And lizard man, I kind of need you to be on, like, spicy defensive duty. That's what I kind of need for you. So, like, if I can look at your... Yeah, we've lost some defenders, so I want you to hang out over here Oh no, dude, that axe does like the spinny thing. I don't feel like giving him 60 speed made him altogether that much more quicker. I don't know, man. He's kind of ridiculous looking if you really think about it. I don't know why, but just looking at him, he's got like a clumpy dumpy thing going on that makes me want to laugh. I don't know, it's kind of hilarious to look at. Do need to prioritize some of these guys going and getting some mana. Let's go ahead and control him for a little bit. There you go, wipe them on out, and I'll do the mana sweeping down here. We got a lot of enemies coming on in. The mini-map's very, very clear, though, and I like this iconography that they've put in to let you know where attacks are coming from, like, regardless of where you are in the battlefield. Like, I actually really, really dig that. You guys come out this way, grab a little bit of that mananners for me, dude. Little bit of the old mananners. So it looks like if you're being attacked by, like, other... Are those undead? No, those are just like buzzards. Apparently, California condors are the main recipient of all mana in the kingdom, and that's where I'm getting the mana of my realm from. Piggies! Wipe out some piggies. He's getting himself into a little bit of trouble over here. Nothing bad's gonna happen. It's gonna be okay. You march back on over there and defend the tower. I believe in you. The fact that they rot during the daytime, I don't know why I don't remember that from the previous game. I feel like during the day they kind of just rampaged around as normal. But it does give you kind of like this feeling like in the daytime you definitely feel like exposed and weak and hunted. And then in the nighttime you're like the apex predator. And I think that juxtaposition between the two settings is actually pretty dope. Let's give him like a little bit of that right there. We'll give him some armored leggies. He might be too slow though. We might want to give him some bigger, gnarlier leggies that make him run a little faster. Do I even have to give them, like, 2 weapons? Does it matter? What is that? A Cyclops arm with an uprooted tree? Hell yeah. Do that. I want that super bad. Let's start getting rid of the basic skeleton parts. I feel like we may have, like, kind of outgrown them. Like, we may not be in, like, basic skeleton part land anymore. So it might be a good idea to start putting other things out there. He's gonna be slow, but he's gonna be tough. Alright, drop him. Spawn him at the tower. So the tree is like a big rotator. His arm is bigger than his entire body. What happens when we hit 30 seconds? Also, what is our ultimate goal? Has that been established? So in the first game, you were trying to destroy all the major kingdoms because each major kingdom had a relic in it. And if you had all the relics, it would build a doomsday device around your tower that would end the world. And so that was like the goal that you were trying for back then. I don't actually know what our goal is this time around. It does look like we're doing a pretty good job of clearing out space, though. It's like a lot of area out here that we've gotten ourselves into with the procedural generation and whatnot. What just happened? Is it like a mega wave? It might be. I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. I don't know exactly what's happening right now. Probably be an okay idea to start getting some more defenders going, though. Yeah, let's get a double dual-wielding zombie over here. A lizard man's leg. And you regenerate if you have those legs. Nice. Get in there, and we'll just give him that little Helmut right there, dude. Oh, it's a boss! So they summon bosses on you now. I don't know if there was bosses in the first one. I can't recall. I remember there was some pretty nasty waves, though, that would come out. Oh, wow. Okay, he, like, absolutely dumpstered us. Oh, wow, dude. Okay, so I think this is supposed to be kind of like the end of the demo. Because he one-tapped everything he can. Maybe I'm just really bad at building monsters. I don't know. Oh, we got a lizard man plate mail arm right there, too. All right, well, spit me back out. Spit me back out. Let's see what we got going on here. So we've got the kitty, obviously. So we can summon a resource-collecting cat. And we found an artifact, so we can go to the treasury. And it looks like we can put those... Oh, we have slots. Okay. So we can take, like, you. And we can just put them in those spots. Gotcha. And we can create additional altars. Look how adorable this kitty is, dude. It's making muffies right now, dude. It's making the muffin. Oh, my God. They put the entire budget into animating that cat. I can tell. They had a faculty meeting, and they were like, listen, the cuter the shit our cat does on screen while you're on the menu, the more copies we're gonna sell. All right? This is the transom to our game, and it will be filled with delightful kitties. But this is, I'm gonna leave something for you to play around with in your time, I think. This right here is the second iteration of Necrosmith. It looks like a lot of the stuff in the playtest is not implemented yet, but you can fiddle around with it, and I'm glad to see the game's getting a sequel because I wish that the first game had, like, you know, more stuff to it. I think it was a really appealing, interesting idea that a lot of people skipped out on. And War, they've been consistently knocking out games, man. Their games always look good. They play fine. They've usually got a solid premise. They're coming hot off of, you know, like Wall World or whatever it was. They've got the magic, man. I'll catch y'all later. Thank you for stopping on in. My name is Splattercat, and it's time for me to go. Every single day here on the channel, I do impressions videos of indie games so that you will know what's coming out, what exists, and what you can toy around with. I'll catch y'all later, and that's about all I got for you. Bye, folks.